Welcome to Scorched Earth and a general mid-month reading for the sign of Pisces, Sun, Moon or Ascendant for the last 2 weeks of February. I hope you will. Apologies for these being late. I was really quite under the weather last week and I wasn't up to doing these readings until now. So here I am. I appreciate you waiting. Thank you very much. What else do I have to tell you? Oh, the 6-month overview that I did for each of the signs is available on Vimeo right now. There's a link down in the description box if you're interested in that. Feel free to go ahead, check it out. Now, these readings, I like to keep them shorter than the main monthly readings because, you know, even under normal circumstances, they only cover a 2-week period. So much shorter, from the 15th to the 28th of February. Remember though, time's not linear, it's quite fluid, so sometimes you can have a week either side of this anyway. Just is as it is. And in these readings, if you haven't seen them before, what I like to do is have a look at the energy that you're in at the moment. And then pull some more cards and see what that energy is trying to teach you, what the purpose of that energy is. I think everything is a lesson, and I find it easier to navigate challenging circumstances when I know there's a point to it. Yeah, that's kind of the way that I see it. Hopefully that'll make sense as I start to pull the cards. You'll understand what I mean by the end of it. And then we'll pull some advice cards to close out. So, I'll try not to pull any clarifiers to keep it nice and short because I am prone to waffling sometimes, I am aware. So, let's have a look. Can you tell me what the energy of Pisces is at the moment, please? The energy of Pisces. Okay. We have the Star. We have the Three of Wands and we have the Four of Swords. We have the Justice card at the bottom of the deck. That's quite a big energy right there. And underneath it we have the Ten of Wands. Now this is important, I feel, because I'm sensing a change in the air for you. I mean, not least for the fact that we're using the Crow Tarot. I mean, hello, I've never used this for Pisces. I mean, I might have done right in the beginning, but it's not a deck that jumps out to me at all when it comes to reading for your energy, but it's come out today. It feels like a shift. It feels like a change of focus, perhaps a slight change of perception. But there are two things going on here. One is an absolute acknowledgement that whatever's going on in the here and now is actually too hard, right? There are burdens in your current existence and you are looking to rectify the balance, bring the balance back to your life in some sort of way, right? So we have a very present energy there. But we also have here the Star, card of Aquarius, but a card of the future, right? It's a card of looking towards the horizon and imagining what, you know, how you can make the world a better place. Not just for yourself, but for other people. Then we have the Three of Wands here, which is about the action that you can take to bring that towards you. And then we have the Four of Swords. Now the Four of Swords is my meditation card. It's a card of repose, right? It follows on from the Three of Swords. And it speaks often to that period of reflection that we find ourselves in, you know, when something has really wounded us, which is what the Three of Swords indicates. And we kind of step back, we withdraw from life a little bit while we're working on something and we're processing it. It doesn't feel quite like there's healing from wounding going on here, but more like the assessment of a clean break and how you intend to make it happen. There's a lot of intent here, Pisces. It's very focused, actually. You know, it's here. There are things going on with you right now that you're not comfortable with. You don't like it, right? And there's a definite sense of a change in the air, right? But this is by your hand. The Star at this point is your intent, is your will, and there's a cleansing, purifying kind of energy here of this particular version of the Star. Crow's literally bathing in the water, which, you know, presumably maybe coming from the Ace of Cups. But then we've got this Three of Wands, right? What active moves do I need to make in order to create this clean break? I mean, even this Three of Wands here is like a bridge, yeah? And it's a bridge to something new. this could just indicate peace as well, you know, where everything is hard at the moment. What changes do you need to bring about in your everyday life, in the here and now? And that could be practical changes, it could be the way that you live, or it could be perceptual changes, you know. It's difficult to say. We've got the Three of Wands, I notice, at the bottom of the deck here too. Tell me about this Four of Swords. What's this Four of Swords all about, please, Pisces? What's Four of Swords all about for Pisces? Judgment. Oh. Swords for Pisces. Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, I did wonder if that was coming out. So we've got the Eight of Cups at the bottom of the deck here now. With the Five of Pentacles behind it, right, there is something about your current circumstances that actually isn't doing you any good at all, and you're done, right? At the moment, you're trying to work out how it is that you bring that change that you feel within yourself to your external environment, to your relationships, perhaps, to all sorts of things. Well, you obviously take it as it resonates to you, but the two cards that came out here for the Four of Swords are Judgment and the Ten of Pentacles. And it's like, this intent that I was feeling is absolutely demonstrated here by this Judgment card, right? Life-changing decisions. And they don't have to be about picking yourself up and moving yourself across the country, although you may well be doing that. For me, the biggest life-changing choices that I've made have just been a thought. You know, oh, I could do it this way, you know. I don't have to do it the way that I have been doing it. I could maybe try something else. You know, in that moment, I changed everything. I just wasn't quite aware of it at that point. You know, looking back, I could pinpoint it. And that was the point where everything changed. But you're looking to move. What is your current experience of the Ten of Wands to a Ten of Pentacles, right? Commitment and security, for sure. Instead of burden and drudgery. This is really good. This is really positive energy. I really like this for you, Pisces. And this sense of focus is something that is unusual in your readings, right? Sometimes it's quite difficult to hone in on what the Pisces energy is actually doing, because it's doing 50 things at once, you know. Now, the Ten of Pentacles could talk about a house, it could talk about business, it could be talking about, you know, it could be talking about your job, it could be talking about all sorts of things. But it is something that you are willing to commit to, because it brings something to your life where what you're experiencing at the moment doesn't. Ooh, very interesting. Right, let's have a look and see what the lesson is. What's the lesson for Pisces here? Oh, gosh, I've got all sorts of things here. And the very first thing that I heard is that pain keeps you trapped. And you're not really about that. We've got the Six of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Six has always talked to me about movement, right? There's a desire to move away from this here. And it's interesting that we've got these cards coming out here. Because we've got the Three of Swords, we've got the Two of Wands, and we've got the Nine of Pentacles. And it seems like it's a very straightforward, what do you want, Pisces? The thing is, though, you're responding. Right? In exactly the same way that the question is being posed, you are responding with the answer, and it's not like, well, I don't know, I'm indecisive, I could do this and I could do that. It's like, no, like, I don't want this, I just don't want it. What I want is this. I want independence, I want self-sufficiency, I want, you know, absolutely no indication of codependency anywhere in my life. I want to do things for myself. I want to be able to take care of myself. It's crossroads energy that you're at right now, and it's like, choose. What do you want? You want this for you so that you can bring about this. Yeah? Funny thing is, the other card that toppled out with it was the Queen of Swords, which is not a card that I see coming out for you very, very often, because it's about objectivity. And sometimes Pisces struggle with objectivity, right? For me, the Queen of Swords is about taking a shed load of information and sifting it. What is true, what is not? What is useful, what is not useful? And intent, right? Focus, all of these things that I've been feeling during the hit, she's represented right there. because she's looking at this and maybe this is the first time in a long time you've been able to look objectively at your circumstances, and it's like, well, what am I being chained to here? What pain am I being chained to? And why am I allowing it to continue? It's quite self-aware. And we've seen this shift for you, Pisces. Collectively, this a return to sense of self. Because the 9 is all about the individual for me. And 10s are about the collective, but the 9 is about the individual. It's what you want. It's about the changes that you can bring to your life to make all of the difference. And the energy of the Queen of Swords is right here to help you. And with the 6 of Wands at the bottom of the deck, followed by the Ace of Cups and the 4 of Wands. You know, could absolutely see this as a relationship reading, but we could also see it as a work reading. We could see it as all sorts of things. It's about you taking the power back from a situation that has left you feeling a little bit miserable, burdened, overdone, you know, and bringing a bit more of your spectacular, beautiful energy to bear on it. It feels like a return to self. I know this is a theme that's been coming up for Pisces a lot recently, but it's a kind of return to self. It's bringing that power back. I've lost count of the number of Pisces that I've spoken to in personal readings where they've said, it really pisses me off. All tarot readers accuse us of being all wishy-washy and stuff like that. And I was like, I know you're not wishy-washy. You're the one sign that intimidates me. There you go. Not people, not Pisces people. I love you to bits. But the energy that sits behind that person is I think people underestimate it at their own peril. I mean, let's face it, you are the very last sign of the zodiac. It is nonsensical to assume that having traversed right the way through the circle of the zodiac, that when we get to the very last sign, the sign that should talk about the collective experience of all of these lessons coming right the way around, that you should then be wishy-washy, lacking in power in any sort of way. I think it's a serious misunderstanding of the Pisces experience, to be honest. And we have you building something new here. With this 4 of Wands, it's the creation of a new foundation. And this could be with relationships, this could be with yourself, this could be with your material environment, you know. The important thing is the shift is happening and you are intending for that shift to occur. It's almost like you are masterminding it right now. I'm really objective with it. I mean, I found it weird that we picked up the Crow deck, you know, in and of itself, let alone these cards that are coming out here. So, let's get you some advice. Some advice for Pisces, please, because Pisces need to know. So, prepare for the new Pisces, because it's on its way in, for sure. There's the Leo. I was waiting for the Leo card. It always turns up in your readings somewhere. If you haven't seen any of the Pisces videos before, if you're new to the channel, I think every reading I've ever done for Pisces on YouTube has had Leo in it somewhere. And for some of you that will be because you've got Leo really prominently in your chart somewhere. For some of you it is a significant Leo in your environment. But if it's neither of those things, then for some reason there seems to be an open channel for Leo to be able to connect with you in some sort of meaningful way. But the message is here, prepare for growth, right? There's something going on here. This shift is not without consequences, and the consequences are the ones that you want, for sure. But they might actually lead to more than you anticipated, because we've got the Ace of Pentacles here, right? Now you've got the 9, you've got the 10, you've got the Ace. Now, like, that is the correct order in which these cards move, because when you get to the end of the pips, when you get to the 9s and then the 10s, the 10 is completion. From there, 1 returns to the Ace and you start again, right? Constantly, cycles within cycles, building on the previous knowledge of everything that has gone before. And whilst you are engineering this shift and there are certain things that you want, I don't think that you're quite aware of the extent to which something new is coming in. And rather beautifully, we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles there. So there is work to be done with other people. Don't be afraid to ask for help in what it is that you're trying to create, because it is worthy, right? Get other people on board for sure, because while your idea is good, it's not all that there is. You need other people, the input of a few other people to really bring this thing up to culmination. And I don't know if this is a relationship. I don't know if this is a work reading or just a general life reading, or or even just a hobby, something that you do. But this is more than the sum of its parts, and it's asking you to be aware of that. The very last card is strength. There's that Leo card, right, which talks about soul growth to me, right? It talks about that soft strength. It represents for you a level of grounding. Like, I kind of mused on this before, and for Pisces, I think that any kind of earth influence often feels entrenching. Like it's so polar to your experience that it would just feel too restrictive. And air is okay, but it's a little bit sharp, it's a little bit cutting. It's not about, it's not what Pisces is about. And although water and fire obviously are supposed to sort of put each other out, in the correct combination, you can actually put that together and get great utility out of it, right? Let's look at steam engines and stuff like that. It's the combination in the right proportions of the fire and water energy together. Right? More than the sum of its parts is how it feels here. Whatever it is that you're working on, it actually feels like it's quite important. And whether it's a new job or the potential for a new relationship, whatever it is, there are people who are ready to work with you, and you will know them when you see them. Be aware of them. Right? Don't be too single-minded about this. And you're Pisces, you're not going to be like that anyway, right? The collective is important. Right? The understanding of the collective is important for Pisces, but this has the capacity to grow into something much, much bigger if you continue driving forward. And it really does feel like you're driving forward at the rate that you are at the moment. So good stuff, Pisces. Oh, I really like this. I hope that this helped. That's all I ever set out to do. Feel free to let me know in the comments if if that has occurred. That would be wonderful. But I shall be back in but a few days, about 5-6 days, something like that, for the main reading for March. So until then, know that I love you all very much, and take care.